Hello, here's my vlog. It's for the April 14th, Monday, 7:49. I did sleep in like as long as I could. I like having relaxation time when I wake up. Yawning. Hopefully I won't yawn throughout the whole video. I today is the day I'm gonna do just a bunch of homework, bunch of paperwork. Maybe I could do like exercise first. It's 7:40 in the morning. Yeah, I think maybe I should do my dumbbell exercise first. It was only like 40 minutes, but I don't know, maybe I should do that at the end of the day. I'm kind of desperate to do paperwork today. So, yeah, I have to call the IRS. I'm yawning because I haven't been exercising enough lately because I've been over the weekend. Yeah, I have to call the IRS to, and go through all of my files because they're harassing me again. They do this all the time. I always pay my taxes in good faith. I'm totally targeted. It's like not enough for me to not get hired for any job, but it's also, they also need to, and to be completely fucking invisible on social media, even though I upload stuff all the time. Yeah. But now they have to reach into my freaking, the IRS has to make me double and fucking pay all the time. I had to pay $450 to Colorado again last month, and I just sent in the check. I was like, okay, but now I'm like, all right, these fuckers are they're just gonna try to drive me off into the streets. Because, yeah, they said I owed $3,000 from 2022. Back in 2011, they said I owed, like, my taxes all over again from 2008. They're like, yeah, so I'm going to go into do all the research and all that. That's not going to be fun. Bank account, and prove that I paid the taxes that year. So luckily I can get the bank records. And also, yeah, I was looking at the K1 and all that other stuff. I just didn't see the packet. So that must have been the year that I did it with TurboTax. I did it with them one year. But then I also have to fill in my, I guess, humanity thing for the people I work for. But I'll check my email. They never sent me my letter of whatever invitation on Friday. So I'm hoping I'm still hired, I'm so accustomed to not getting hired that I totally expect that they're going to change their mind about hiring me than actually hiring me. So I'll have to get started over with looking for any old job. God, it made me so annoyed. I heard Rachel Maddow a few weeks ago. She's like, when I was a kid, I had to work. I don't know what she was talking about. Maybe the spoiled brats of the billionaires, whatever. But she's like, when I was a kid, I worked all kinds of jobs. I worked every job you can imagine. And I'm like thinking to myself, well, God damn it. So they're going to hire 15-year-old kids for this, that, and the next job, and they don't even hire me for anything? So apparently people in the world can go out there and apply for a job and they just get hired? Really? Is that how it works? Because I have like more than 80 jobs on Indeed. I try to apply to, and nobody hires me for fucking jack shit, even if I need the money. And this is ongoing. Like, it happened all summer last summer, happened all summer this summer, and now I'm shunned from roommates. I can't get roommates. So yeah, that's another thing. I have to get in the habit of all this paperwork, not just the taxes, but now I have to go to all the different places to look for roommates. I'm gonna repost roommate ads, and I think I'll do a little ad for this particular room. I did an 1.5 hour long video giving a tour of my apartment, but that didn't have anything to do with trying to get a roommate that was just explaining the philosophy behind how I organize and design my apartment. So yeah, it's like, got my hands full. The job stuff, get hooked up with this job humanity stuff if I'm still hired. The taxes, and then the roommate, and then yeah, those three things. So I don't know. Maybe I should get the ball rolling a little bit on paperwork before I exercise. But luckily it's cold and rainy today, because that would have sucked to have to be inside. It was nice out. Over the weekend, I went on a hike with my mom on Saturday. So that was cool, up in the Flatirons. That was her and Flagstaff Road on Point Rock or whatever. I called it Monkey Rock, but yeah. And then yesterday I went to her house and helped her, like vacuumed and helped her with stuff, and she gave me a meal and we talked. My brother, a couple years ago, like 5 years ago, I don't even remember now, but he paid like $65 to, I think it was Ancestry.com, to get his blood sent in to find out where I don't know why I'm yawning. Well, actually I do. It's because haven't been exercising enough. Yeah, and then I saw the little printout of like what part of Europe we're from. And it showed like North Europe, Ireland, maybe some like Northeast Europe. So that was kind of cool. But anyway, somebody, when you do that, sometimes it like tells you who you're related to. And this old 74-year-old lady called me yesterday and was like, "Yeah, I'm your father's long lost sister." I'm like, "Jesus, really?" So apparently, when my grandfather was like 60 years old, he like impregnated a woman, and nobody knew that her real father wasn't her real father. And so I don't know the story behind that. Now I'm like, what, are there more? Anyway, she said she had a daughter, but she's gonna call me in a few days. But she said she called my brother a couple years ago, but he didn't contact, and then a month ago, but he's ignoring her. Anyway, okay, so what I did over the weekend, like I didn't get any exercise over the weekend other than, the hiking. The little hike I did with my mom on Saturday, but that wasn't exercise for me. I rode my bike to her house a couple times. No, what I did over the weekend was, I got desperate about the Atlantis especially, but getting stuff up on all the Google Earth stuff. I wanted to get the ball rolling and get into the Google Earth stuff. So I was like, on Saturday, I was doing tutorials of Instagram like all morning. Yawning like a motherfucker. This is insane. That's what happens when you don't exercise. All Saturday I was, in the morning trying to figure out how to upload it. And I realized, like, I can't upload anything to Instagram, period, from my Mac. Like, you hit upload and then it's like new project and you like name it and then you hit the next button and there's no button to hit. And it's that way with Firefox too. I couldn't get logged into Chrome. But I have a reason to believe it's like that in Chrome too. So like apparently the only way to put anything on Instagram is with your cell phone. But that was fine. I just would just drag, folders worth of images, divide it into folders and drag the folders into the computer, and then that goes into your you save it into your files. I have the MacBook, I mean the iPhone 10. And then from your files, you select the images, and then you hit save, and it saves them to your like Google Images. And from the Google Images, you then see them, but it doesn't show the title of them when they're in your images, like anywhere. So the only way to know what is by just knowing how long the images are. But all of mine are really short, little ones, so a lot of them are the same exact time. So you just have to go into the ones of the same time and just watch them and see if it's the same one. So I only, so I had to, before I could even upload them, I had to kind of reorganize them on my computer, which was sketchy because like I'm like supposed to retire from all that stuff, but also I wanted to, I didn't want to just stop in my tracks. I wanted to, do the final touch, keep it moving a little bit. So, yeah, so I spent a long time also, preparing them. And I had to identify a lot of these screen captures I did from Atlantis because I didn't, it wasn't totally polished. So I had to like rename some, re-identify some, and then I had to drag them into all these folders because originally I was going to upload them in like the carousel where it's 20 videos all in one, but I think I'll do that with images, not with videos, because it's just easier to label them that way. You don't have to memorize like first video is the video this, and it wasn't working anyway. For some reason I couldn't get it to work. So it was convenient that I had them organized in various different folders. And because if there's too many images in one folder, there's too many of them that are the same length, and you're never going to find what you're looking for. So yeah, it took me all weekend. I put 141 images or videos on my Instagram. And another thing that was, made it take a long time was the labeling of them. I had to label it's distracting when you suddenly have to do this huge yawn every time you try to get through a sentence. Maybe that's why I'm yawning. My brain's not getting enough exercise. But yeah, I had to label all of these videos. Like this is what you're looking at, and even like this is what you see in the background, and typing it on the phone, which takes longer than on the computer. Like I wish I could upload it with a computer, but whatever, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, so I just wanted to get that over with because like 241 weeks ago is when I put a screen capture of Atlantis. And I'm like, it's next coming soon. And I was like, what, 241 weeks? That's like 4.5, 5 years ago. Almost 5 years ago. So it's like, damn. Talk about being behind schedule. And yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and do that with the Atlantis because I got frustrated that I got targeted by the IRS, like it's kind of like when you're a kid. This is what I feel like the government is doing to me, or people in power. It's like when you're a kid and like another kid doesn't like you, but you're stuck with that kid because you're like in a classroom. I've seen this a few times, like even traveling I've seen it, but like somebody's trying to annoy you, like they don't, or whatever, and so they like start like making noise or something while you're trying to concentrate, and you just ignore them. So then they crank it up to try to ignore you, and the next thing you know, they're like just completely like they think they think they can annoy you by like telling you that they don't want you around, like you're trying to be their friend. They're like, get the fuck out of here, we don't. So they're like, okay, but then it turns out that wasn't enough. Now they need to harass you. Like in fourth grade, there was this Buddhist school, and I was a new kid because I went to another school for a year, and then they're all cultists, and we weren't enough in the cult. And so I was trying to hang out with the kids, and they're like, "You get the fuck away from us," because they were only doing like GI Joe and like Dungeons and Dragons, and I just wanted to do like outdoor stuff because they're doing it outside. And I was like, and they did it, and I got shunned because I tried to be funny. I was saying like stories about myself, but they thought I was serious because they were all part of a cult, and so they actually did believe like magical stuff about their leaders, and didn't realize I was joking. I was just trying to be funny. But then I got shunned another time because I went up and I was like asking questions I didn't want to know. So then I walked up to him one day and I was just looking at him like, "Get the fuck out of here, go, go. We don't want to talk to you, we don't know." So I was like, okay, you know. So I went over as far as I could on this huge campus to try to avoid them, get as far away from all those kids as I possibly could, because they literally told me to, you know, like when they told me to, I was like, okay. Like there was this one kid, Noel McClellan, and then two kids behind him. So it was like, oh, they're all doing it. So, but then sure enough, next day they all hunt me down, start throwing rocks at me. And I'm like, oh, that's enough of that bullshit. So I dropped out of school that day and went to another school. But, yeah. Oh, and then like traveling, there was this kid who wanted to like be my tour guide on a motorbike in Indonesia. And then but he didn't like it. So he was standing at a table next door, like making noise, banging on the table to try to like annoy me because it was like crazy. That kind of a thing. So it's like the government, they think they can bug me by like not, or maybe karma by like not getting demonetized and zero hits, zero, you know, likes or comments or anything for years, getting my likes taken away, because that happens all the time. I see a couple and then they just disappear. And I don't care. I don't do it for money or for fame or anything. I just do it for like to express myself, to like be an example for everybody else. So then they're like, oh, that's not good enough. Now we're gonna have to go and fucking come after you with the IRS and make you pay up. Like I'll bleed you dry, you know, like I had to take a $70,000 fucking HELOC loan because nobody will hire me for anything. I'm like literally not a member of society, and I'm already $55,000 in. I'm gonna have to take another one. That's why I'm totally expecting to be like, "We regret to inform you, we don't want to hire you, psych." Like maybe they never wanted to hire me. They were just trying to dupe me into buying 17 bikes and trying to get prepared. So anyway, that's kind of how it feels. So I'm like, fuck, man. Yeah, I got to get to the bottom of this, because if they actually make me pay the $3,000, because I already paid, it's like, well, then what are they gonna do? Do this every year? Like next year they'll be like, hey, guess what? In 2003, you never paid your taxes, got to pay all over, 3,000 more, and there's nothing I can like. Yeah, because somehow, yeah. So I have to be super careful about saving all of my paperwork. But then they can sneak in my room and take my paperwork, like break into my house. Like a couple years ago, I went to that liquor store at 11:30 at night to get, yeah, because every once in a while I drink. I actually drank alcohol last night. But it was only for 10 minutes, and I came back, and this like leash, one of my animal leashes, was hanging across the top of my ceiling, like, and then dipped, so that I would have to duck to get from my my hallway into my living room to make it like abundantly obvious that somebody was in there. And I was like, well, God fucking damn it. So now and now when I look in my files, I see taxes for 2023, but not 24. It's just missing. So it's like, if they want to get you, they can fucking get you. I'm paranoid as hell. So anyways, so that's no fun. And I get those letters all the time too. I've had them a bunch. So yeah, when I got it from the IRS, I was like, my heart sank. I was like, this is one of those. And then, yep, worst case scenario. They sent it out on the 24th of March, and they say I have to pay by tomorrow, or else they're going to turn off my bank account. Yeah. So somehow Donald Trump, it's like not just Donald Trump, dude. It's like the mind virus of the Trumpites. And then he can just, because everybody just freaking went and voted for him. Like my brother voted for Donald Trump. My mom, both of my mom's brothers voted for Donald Trump as like a protest vote against Kamala Harris. Like all these idiots, they're like, yeah, to make the world a better place, what you do is you protest against the good people because they're not perfect, and then you vote against you vote for Satan, so that then the world can come crashing down, because the only way to bounce back up is by hitting rock bottom. So it's like a deliberate crash because people aren't satisfied with the world. It's fucking insane. Protest vote against... No, dude, it's not a protest. It's because you wanted to vote for Donald Trump. He's your God King. So yeah, so then he can go and fire everybody. We need to make rules that presidents can't fire people so easily. Because then it's just like a totalitarian. Fire everybody and then hire people who are MAGA. And then the MAGA are more than happily go and fucking rape me dry with the IRS. So, anyway, so that's what I'm up to. Yeah, so as far as the Atlantis, I made these screen captures like 5 years ago, and I didn't want to do it because I was too much of a perfectionist. But now I realize that, I'm never gonna have the time. Like, I just have to do what I have the time to do. I spent like a couple of weeks like zooming in and to Empire State Building observation deck level, like 1,000 feet. They wanted 1,000 feet and one at 1,200 feet, and I think I went down to 1,000 feet just because like a cool 1,000. Plus it's a bigger observation deck, the first one. But yeah, down to the level of the different tribes of the Celtic tribes of France, and then I had all the different the two different towns in each tribe, like all the different main towns, and most tribes had like one or two towns. And so then I'd have the road between the two towns and show how much time it was. And so you go down there, like how long it was, and then you do a 360 from above the town, and then you show the road and everything. And anyway, to give a tour of all the different tribes, but then that like disappeared. I think I accidentally deleted it. When all I had to do is it was like 65 of them, 65 tribes. All I had to do is just like upload it, and then I could have saved it on the internet. So, that's kind of why I want to get these up before they get like lost, It's like I build stuff and then I never put it up. Like Google Earth is cool to build stuff, but then to put it up online makes it easy to find, easy to look at these clips, and then I can make the links to the actual Google Earth file. That'd be cool if you could link off the file directly from Instagram, but yeah, I want to make the links to the page where you can download the Google Earth, because I have all the movies, even more movies there, and you can zoom in and travel around and explore, around Atlantis. But I didn't do that yet, and I'm not going to do that anytime soon. Like whenever I get around to it, fill in the blanks. But or maybe there's a way you can batch edit it in those 141 videos. Just put the link, like this is from my website, on the Google Earth of Atlantis. Click here to find it and download everything. Yeah, because I was only doing the description of the individual images, but I think it's really cool to have all of the different screen captures of Atlantis and video captures of Atlantis on online to look at it, like on Instagram, because I'll do it on Instagram, Flickr, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and then some of the bigger ones on YouTube videos. But yeah, because I have like 141 of those, and it's just kind of like if you could just go and, like, if it was me and I was too lazy, I didn't have Google Earth or whatever, because I just do it on Google Earth. But if I wanted to do it just on Instagram, yeah, I would just watch all those videos, and then you look at I was originally going to have in the video, and I probably should have, I wish I did, but then I'll do it on the next one, but include the image of whatever I'm showing, because like the Statue of Liberty, you do a zoom in on the Statue of Liberty, and then do a 360 around it, and then And then you could, I was going to put the image of the Statue of Liberty, the actual image, and then you do the video, but I didn't. I had them ready anyway, but you could just look at the Statue of Liberty on another, or whatever I'm doing it, the Spring Temple Buddha or whatever. You just Google it, and then you can look at it on your own on Google, But yeah, I have it, so you can just look at those videos over and over again, and then it's just kind of like you can get into like gamma wave, get the relaxation wave of your brain, and just passively just watch it and get into the world, and through osmosis and time, you're learning you're learning about the thing, because I also said how tall they were. You learn about the statue or the building that really does exist, and in learning how big it is, but at the same time you're looking at it on side of Atlantis, and so it's like you're visiting Atlantis. I'm just facilitating like tourism inside of ancient Atlantis, and then where you're just there and you're looking at it from space, and then you're zooming in, and then you're doing panoramas. I wish I'd have done more panoramas, because the panoramas are what are really beautiful. You can see the whole city and get like past life memory. Because I was talking to my mom when we did this walk, like on Saturday we walked. On Friday we walked a whole mile around this track I have. It's exactly a mile around this loop at my park, where I go down to the pump park, the skate park and back. And I was telling her, oh man, I forgot what I was saying. I was explaining to her, oh yeah, past life memory of Atlantis. I was talking about Atlantis and put Atlantis up there, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have a past life memory of like, and not necessarily because I was there, just because it's such a memory, like it got uploaded to the zeitgeist, and then I could just feel it and see it, because like I saw it maybe played out in the etheric realm or something, or video of it. But it's almost like I have a past life memory of like of literally the wave going over Atlantis, like you're in Atlantis, and it's like most of the people have left already, but there's still a bunch of thousands of people there hanging around, and then here comes this like great roar, and then you see this 300-foot tsunami just coming over your whole city, and wipes out the city, and there it goes, nothing left. It's almost like a past life memory. But anyway, so if you're gonna look at like the city of Atlantis, and zoom in and zoom out and look around, that could trigger past life memories of the city. And the more I look at it, the more it seems like I remember. I'm like, yeah, okay, I think I remember that. I think that makes total sense to me. And it kind of gets me into the ancient world of when they were, and because that was in the Ice Age, when there was, advanced civilizations like that all over the world, but only towards like the coast and stuff. It wasn't all over the world like what we consider all over the world, because most of the world was covered in ice. Like where I'm at now is covered in ice, in like 2,000 feet of ice up in the mountains and stuff. And so I have it on my timeline. You can see all of what it looked like in Summit County. And how it's slowly like melted away over time. It's fascinating. And I have another time lapse from Golden too. That's pretty cool. Of actually where I'm supposed to work, that volcano there. But yeah, so that's why so I managed to do the whole thing. I was working until like 1:30 in the morning this morning. When I finally finished it, it was exhausting. It wore me out. It like physically, yeah, because I wasn't exercising, I went over to my mom's house and helped her. I mean, unless you call vacuuming exercising, but yeah, and I was at the end of the rope, dude. I could not do anymore. I think I bought alcohol because I had a slight, because I was working, and I'm with the habit of when I work my ass off all day long, which I've never gotten any donation money. I'm immune to donation money, immune to getting hired, immune to getting roommates, immune to everything. And it's like immune, like zero. And it's like, damn, dude, like zero traction. But but yeah, I just wanted to do the complete thing and not do just part of it, because then I won't know like like how far I got through and where I need to start. It's just confusing. I just wanted to get it done. I had a system where I knew what I did and what I didn't do, because I go into the different files and I busted it up into like each file had like 20 or 30 or whatever or less, and then each one that I did, I would drag it into the done folder on my computer so I could keep track of it. But yeah, so I have all that on my Instagram. You can just go and flip through and just zone out and watch it, you know. And because most people like to be led by the hand anyway, so it's kind of fine to do it that way. But if you want to, you know, direct yourself on it, Google Earth, you can download the whole file, the Google Earth. And I try to encourage people to do that so that in case I lose it myself, so, you know, I could have like viewers. I could be like, upload a video and be like, hey, yo, I forgot, somehow I lost all of my Atlantis file. Did anybody download Atlantis Google Earth, you know? And then somebody could send it back to me on like a memory card, you know, but there's not enough traction even for that. So yeah. And the other thing that's suspicious, like I'm talking about me getting like swept in the corner in all these different ways. And then at the same time, these like just really mean-spirited, close-minded, like people get like, it seems like they get boosted, and then misinformation people get boosted. So there's some kid, this really annoying young kid with long hair, and I've seen a couple of videos. He's really mean-spirited, and it doesn't seem like it's really that educational. But he has the really like, and he has like 1.7 million subscribers, historian kid. And it seems like all of his videos are like debunking people, but he's just doing it in like the way that everybody would. He doesn't really say anything, but they're like really overly produced. And it's like, was this dude like artificially boosted, or is everybody like brainwashed into just wanting to be skeptical? And yeah, and then like Jimmy Corsetti, he gets like zillions and zillions of hits trying to tell people that Atlantis is in the Richat structure in Africa just because there's a volcano with rings around it that don't even fit the rings. Like, and I uploaded that onto my Instagram. It's one of the ones that I did. There was a section where it'd be cool if Instagram could have like folders and playlists and stuff like YouTube. But I wonder if they have those for shorts. But yeah, I have like Atlantis, the whole city of Atlantis, flashing on top of the Richat structure, so you can see it, the size of it, and all those circles on the Richat structure are from beyond the rings of the moat rings in the center of Atlantis. The whole moat rings in the center of Atlantis are the part of the Richat structure that's pre-circle. It's just flat, and then all the circle rings start, you know, from the volcano. But that's way out in the road. And like, why would they have? Like Plato never said anything about having moats, like constant moats of water that go all the way out to the edge of the city, and those circles go. I mean, they do go kind of more or less up to the edge of the size of the city. So that's the one coincidence, but there's some circles I think that even exceed it. So it exceeds the size of the city, and then supposedly you have like all those circles from the moats out the city, but Plato didn't say anything about having moats of water all the way out. It only had two moats. It had the central island, one circle that go around, a second circle that went around. That's it. And then it was just a city. It was like filled with houses. So why would they have like ridges and walls throughout the city? If you want something that actually matches it, look at the circle that I saw in the Bahamas. That circle is exactly the same size as the wall of the city, and there's only one circle. And then there's actually another circle in the city, in the center, that is the same exact size as the water, as the biggest water moat. So it fits it perfectly. And so I have another one that, in fact, I should show it. I have another one that flashes on and off of on top of the real Atlantis, and you can see it. You know how it's the same size, and I have them flashing on and off of Boulder, Rome, and I have them on top of like, and those are the ones that I had that I did the screen captures so far. So, but I also have it on top of like Denver, London, Tokyo, because Atlantis is actually the same exact size as the ring. The wall around Atlantis is the same exact size around the circle ring road around Rome, and the circle ring road around most cities. Like most big cities are around the same size. The ring road's about like 20 kilometers across, and that's how big Atlantis was. So I thought that was interesting. There's like a magical size for a big city of Atlantis. But anyway, here's my Instagram, and like check that out, dude. Your story, big freaking exclamation point, and I have no idea why that's there. There's something went wrong, and it's just stuck there for like the rest of time. Maybe I accidentally put them on a story that's too long or whatever, but whatever. Anyways, you can still get to my Instagram. That's my girlfriend, Samantha Herford. Anyways, so yeah, I have a 41, but let me show you this. Let me show you this. This is freaking cool. Oh, this is what I was talking about. I want to show these Ova and Ova. See, this is a zoom in of Atlantis before, and this is all before they depixelated it. So I have proof that they depixelated it. But apparently nobody gives a fucking shit. That's the Burj Khalifa on Atlantis. But yeah, I can prove that they went over it because that they depixelated it because I have the pre-pixel on here. I wish I had have done the screen capture. See, look at that. It's clear as freaking day. Look. Here, I'm not going to point it out with my finger because my finger's fat. Let's point out with something that's a little bit pointier. So check this out. Okay, so that's the Atlantis model that I made, but I put it just 20 kilometers to the west because I built the city of Atlantis based on where Plato said, and I guessed where it was, you know, 13 kilometers from the sea and everything, but I guessed a little bit too far to the left. It's actually to the right, but that's clearly a circle, and that circle is the same exact circle as that circle. It's just a little bit to the left. Same exact circle as the wall of Atlantis, and that's clearly a circle. And that's clearly a circle that I can see clear as day. And smack dab in the middle of that circle is the Temple of Poseidon that's 90 meters by 185 meters. The same exact size that Plato said. So you literally have it. You literally see the circle. Here, I'll show you again. And this is all pre-pixelization. This is all just just blah now. They pixelized over. So I have proof. That's cool. So what does that mean? Now the IRS is going to come after me and make sure that I have to live on the streets. This is what you get for it. And on the same time, you get ignored by everybody. Because apparently nobody cares that they pixelated. Nobody even wants to talk about it. Some kind of like mass psychosis thing going on. And then persecution. Going to persecute me, make sure that I live on the streets by getting me to bleed out to pay for everybody else's taxes. So see, check it out. This is the one where I was talking about where it's flashing on and off. I'm gonna do this one. I actually turned this into a favorite, and maybe I can figure out how to do that with my phone. I clicked it on my computer. I can access this particular page whenever I want, because it's not just about putting it on Instagram, but it's also about I'm gonna sit up again. It's also about I can make links. Like I can go to my website and I could do like an Instagram icon on my website where you just click on the icon and it takes you directly to the Instagram page. So then if you have Instagram, you could then like send it to your friends or whatever because it's already on Instagram, or look at it on Instagram. So, it's not that big of a deal that Instagram is not organized enough for you to make like playlists and stuff. Because I can just do that artificially from my website, That's the beauty of having a website. So anyways, so that's all pre-pixelization. If you can't see the circle, do you see how the circle is the same exact size as the wall? But that's all pre-pixelization. And so if you can't see the circle, you can at least see that there's more features there. All those little dots, those are buildings. All those features don't exist anymore, you know? Like these lines here, none of that exists. It's just glazed over. So then it's like, well, are you guys okay with having it glazed over? Do you realize that our taxpayers pay for all these satellites? It's like, people are like, oh, if rich men say so, government, then Kyle is the bad guy. So this is the actual model that I made with all, and I can't move it over because it's Google Earth. So I just had to deal with it being there. That's where I guessed it was. But that's where the real Atlantis was. So I was pretty close. But this is where you can actually see it flashing off, and you can see the circle. It's the same size as the wall. Same damn size. And then the circle on the inside is the same size as the bigger moat. So it's all lines up, right? So anyways, those are my two favorite ones. This one here and that one there. Those are my favorite. And then this one here, zooming in on it. Let's see what this one has. You gonna zoom? Here we are. Oh, it doesn't show. So that's just the island. I zoomed in on the island, the overall island. And I haven't done the screen captures for the island itself. But yeah, I have like 360s and zoom-ins and everything. So yeah, that's what I did. And check it out. I got a zoom up. I scored a follower off of it. I was at 219 yesterday, so I big banged up to 220 followers. So anyways, so now I did that. But that took it out of me, man. Like, as you can see, I'm yawning. I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm cooked. So, but I wanted to get the ball rolling so that I could, because I have so much. Like, this is just a fraction, a tiny little fraction of the Google Earth. Atlantis is just a tiny little fraction of the Google Earth that I have. So, I just want to get in the habit of just piecemeal it, you know? Just like when I'm on downtime, like 5-10 minutes a day or whatever, I could do a couple of screen cap. I could upload a few more of these pre-screen captures I did on Instagram and just kind of trickle it up until I finally do it, you know, and then trickle it up into the internet. And that's just kind of like one of the things I do. But I wanted to do all the ones that I already did on Atlantis just to kind of get the ball rolling, you know, just to get in the habit of doing it and get it memorized in my head how I did it and just get it over with, you know. So that's why I justify just busting my ass all weekend long and not exercise and just do this one last time. So anyways, yeah, I went to sleep last night. I fell to sleep like a baby because I was working. I was tired. I was actually like tired, like sleepy tired, which is good. By the time 1:30 came around and laid down, yeah, I fell asleep, and then I got up at like 7. I was awake, and then I laid in bed for like 40 minutes, looked at my watch, and I was like, God damn, is it like 10 in the morning? And it was freaking 7:40. I was like, sweet. So yeah, now I'm going to, maybe I could stretch a little bit, because I need to get in the habit of exercise, but I feel so panicky behind and everything, paperwork. It's like I don't really want to exercise today. I just want to get in and get on that computer and just, I think my mom took my tax files. She said she was going to organize them. So if I'm going to call the IRS, I have to go to her house and pick that up. But I'm going to do the humanity stuff first. Check my email. I'm going to try to fill out all that, get to the bottom of my job, see if I'm still hired, and then fill out the job stuff, or at least email them and be like, yo, what's up? Am I still hired? Because I never got my email. And the net checks and try to do all that paperwork, and then I'm going to get on and try to get a roommate, put a new ad, not just on Boulder Creative Housing anymore, but on all the different sites, because my mom got a roommate from the Rolfing site. So I'm going to go to the Rolfing and try to advertise there. And I got 2 people email me of the last couple of days asking, and then somebody yesterday, and I wrote them back, but they didn't write me back. So, yeah, and then go and try to get to the bottom of I guess ride my bike to my mom's house, or she could bring it over and try to call the IRS. Oh yeah, and then go into my bank account and find the proof of that I paid rent. But yeah, I didn't. I mean tax, but I didn't want to do that over the weekend because I was too busy doing this. And I also didn't want to do. I was going to ride my bike actually. I was going to try to do a 106-mile mountain bike ride on Saturday, but I didn't get up. I didn't wake up until like 10 because I just had insomnia for no reason because I wasn't exercising enough. Like I can't get the balls rolling on myself. Like it's kind of like one of those crank cars. I'm just cranking around trying to get the thing to fire up because I can't function if I can't get up in the morning. And I can't get up in the morning if I can't sleep at night, and I can't sleep at night if I don't get enough exercise the day before. So it's a catch-22 circle, you know? So I have to exercise like in the evening or whatever, which is fine because I'm like not so out of shape that just a couple of hours is good enough. But yeah, but I slept last night, so yeah, that's what I'm up to. Oh yeah, but my rules were like don't do any paperwork or like business because I want to be normal and use the weekend just for having fun, like exercising. But also, I only wanted to do the business stuff during the week because you can't call anybody. And this is like requires calling people and contacting people. Oh, and also my DVR. That's the other thing that I have to do today. I have to fill out this DVR paperwork and get to the bottom of that, and then call the Front Range Community College, and I have my student ID, and try to connect my credits that I have for DVR to that. For the 2 classes I have to take to be a preschool teacher, because that's like the one job I can get that we're advertising that requires a college degree. And if I get these, and then I'm totally like qualified for the teach preschool, and then I can apply for jobs at a preschool and get a part-time job at a preschool. And then that can be my job, like my career job, and I'll just slowly pay my debt off with that, you know. And then and then, you know, and then I can maybe get help, financial help for my website from a foundation. And one of the reasons that I can, you know, argue that I should get financial help is like, look, I have a job, you know, like look at my job at the preschool. If you gave me money, financial institution, I wouldn't have to have the job at if you give me money, educational foundation, then I wouldn't have to have my job, and then I could, you know, do the project on the website and, you know, and get the ball rolling for everybody on that. My dream is I want to just ride my bike and exercise all day long and then like listen to books and do the book review. But, you know, I can't ask for money for that idea for everybody unless I'm doing it myself. So I have to actually start exercising myself, do the book reviews from the ride that I did. And I was going to do that on Saturday. And then take my history test. So, you know, but I can't, you know, but I have a rule. I only study for the history test, probably only like another half hour until I could get 100% on it, and then I can upload that. But I only study for it when I'm riding my bike on the inside, in my room, like on the rollers. Yeah, I don't just sit around and study that because I have to, you know, multitask. But yeah, after I do that, then I'll be open to ask money from all kinds of foundations because I will be walking the talk. But also having a job, I'll be like, look, I have a job. Because I think one reason maybe nobody wants to help me is because they're just straight up jealous, you know, like people in the IRS. Straight up jealous. They're like, this fucker doesn't work. And it's like, really? I've been working 18 hours a day for the last fucking 20 years on this website. It just doesn't make money. Oh yeah, because my brother. See, even if you work 18 hours a day, 365 days a year, if you don't make money with it, you don't have a job. It's like not a job or a career, and you'll also never make money. Because my brother, he's like, yeah, you don't have a job. He wrote me like a year ago, and I stopped talking to him because he did that. Like I'm done with that motherfucker. But he's like, because you don't have a job, you're just going to end up on the streets, and so maybe you can just sell the apartment and live off of the apartment and just live in a car. He's all going on like that because you don't have a job. And it's like, and I hear that over and over again. I had this cousin come over. He's like, get a job. And this other guy's like, yeah, you got to get, like, the people get obsessed with telling me I don't have a job and that I need to get a job. And it's like, are you jealous? I mean, just because like if I don't make any money and it's my job and I think I'm changing the world, like, what if I was making $1 an hour? Is that not a job? Well, then what if I'm making minimum wage? Is that officially not a job? So now you're going to do semantic games like, oh, you don't, it's not even a job. And so if you make that much money, and so now it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, a job's a job, dude, whether you're making how much money you're making or not. So I don't know, maybe it's just jealousy that I have like a career and they don't have a career, because it's beyond a job, it's a career. And so, but then, you know, they have to rub it in. They're like, oh, but nobody supports you. There's no money or nothing, so then you don't exist and it doesn't exist. It's like, oh, dude, it's right there, bro. Here, I'll show you. Anybody who wants to say, like my brothers, this is what my brothers would be like. There's no job, there's no website. Oh yeah, watch this, motherfucker. Watch this. Look. That's called a website. Retard. That means it's there. Just because something doesn't exist in your head doesn't mean it doesn't exist generally, but whatever. So, yeah, so I'm going to get going. What time is it now? Oh my God, 8:40. It's a whole hour after when I looked at my watch. So I'm going to upload this. I thought I was going to do another video. I was thinking of doing a video telling people that I had my thing on Instagram, but no, that's not worthy of a video. I explained it in this video. That's what my vlogs are for, to justify what I do and explain what I do. So I don't have to make a YouTube video for that, but I already explained, you know, why I did that, how you could trigger your memories, and it seems like it'll make it, and also look at the pre-depixelized version of Atlantis, and yeah, help you make it mainstream that's Atlantis, and and Fast Life Memories. I don't know, learn how it was, you know. So I superimpose like actual buildings that really do exist on top of Atlantis to make it make it easier to visualize the scale of everything. And also I have buildings and houses and everything from all over the world. So like if you've been to Chichen Itza, you can compare it to the Chichen Itza pyramid. Been to Egypt, you can compare it to the Egypt stuff. I have the Sphinx on there. And then various houses. If you're like a rich person in a mansion, you've got your mansion. I have Eddie Murphy's house on there, Michael Jackson, Denzel Washington, Sylvester Stallone. I got all these houses from South Beverly Park, Los Angeles. They're insulated. Marky Mark lived there. Insulated neighborhood with those huge houses, those huge lands. Those are the biggest houses in America I could find. They're usually like on 3 acres of land, with those big hedges that go around it, and it's already a gated community. And then the house itself is like, I don't know, I can't remember how many thousands of feet, but like these 10,000 square foot houses, mansions, and they actually look small compared to the other buildings. But I have like the U.S. Capitol and all this other stuff, so you can compare it, you know, and then the statues from all over the world. So yeah, everybody in the world can have something to compare the size of it to, and visualize it. Yeah, so yeah, I'm glad that I got that out of the way, but god damn it, I need to get back to my life now. Get to the bottom of the IRS, DVR, my job, roommate. Alrighty, talk to you tomorrow.